Yo, what is up, guys? Your boy Ed from Elite TV. You already know I got my boy Manny here. Finally, after 3 years, I can get him to do a video on the channel.
It has been 3 years.
Manny, you got 3rd place today. Yep. Congratulations, my boy. What did you play?
I played Eldlich Pile. Same deck I've been playing for
3 years. Oh
yeah,
my god.
I never done a deck list on it. So.
Oh my god. All right, well, this came out gas today. You went X1, just losing to the guy who got first. Yeah. So not too bad. Any shout outs before we get started?
Just anyone that had the patience to deck test against this. Again, I've been playing this for 3 years. How many times they saw me flip Skill Drain, saw me flip all the degenerate cards. But
oh my god.
Other than that, just
yeah. Let's get into it.
Alright, so we always start with the best engine in my opinion, always and forever. Eldlich. We're gonna start with 2 Eldlich or Golden Lords, just because during the Dragon Roller format, Blaster was probably one of the best ones in my opinion, because it was a free spot removal with generic cost. So Golden Lord's effect has 2.
Awesome.
You have a hand effect where you could discard him and any spell or trap in your hand. Doesn't have to be its archetype. Target 1 card in the field and send it to the graveyard. Strong spot removal, especially under like floodgate cards that you can't get over. Cool. Graveyard effect, you could send 1 spell or trap from field to grave. Again, doesn't have to be Eldlich. To add them to hand, and special summon any zombie from the hand that gains 1,000 attack and defense and cannot be destroyed by card effects until the end of your opponent's turn.
Pretty strong card.
Yeah, what makes it very strong is that it plays under Skill Drain because it's an effect that activates and resolves in the graveyard, and the hand effects from the hand, so no on-field negation doesn't really do much to Eldlich. Even if you drop it, you'll cut the attack from 35, not from 25.
Nice.
1 Curse Outland. This is just your one of searching to choose which golden land card you want to get, because outside of this does nothing on its own. You always need a golden boy to have it. That's why I don't want to play 3 of. If you play 3 of these, it's the equivalent of having 3 golden boys, 3 golden lands. You can't get golden lord on board. There's no point in playing it. So yeah. Keep it at 1. For the golden land cards, so the interactive cards, let's see, right there. I main deck 1 Golden Land Forever for the Omni Negate if I go first, because again it is pile, so it doesn't have any fusion pile, so it doesn't really have any Omni Negates really. So there's only 2 that I would use. This is one of them. One of your best cards in the deck as well. Conquistador. It's a trap monster that says on summon, if you control Eldlich or Golden Lord, you could non-target destroy 1 face-up card on the field, including your own. There are times that you have to destroy your own cards to make room, or you destroy your own skill drain. Other than that, you could pop other things that are either protected by non-targeting effects or anything like that. Yeah. And it's an extra body. Hakero. I used to play this at 0, but since what this does is it's another trap monster, but if you control Golden Lord, you could non-target banish any card in the graveyard. It's very strong. Like for cards that want to grab things from the graveyard, you could remove it as long as you have a Golden Lord. I didn't play this at first, but since there was a rise of either Drytron players, again, you may think they're gone, but I still run into them regularly. I play the 1 Golden Land. I side the second one if I see Drytron. Now for the summon, Eldlich summon cards, I play 1 Black Elixir, only because this doesn't really do much going first. It just summons Golden Lord, but its real effect is because it's the graveyard effect. Both summon cards say when this is in graveyard, you have to use its first effect. You could banish to set any of these. So any of the summon Eldlich cards are just strong toolkit cards.
Yeah.
I play 3 Elixir Secret Sanguine, so Scarlet Sanguine. This is your main enabler card, because if you find a way to get Golden Lord engraved, again, you could use this effect to send to the graveyard to special, and this, again, just like this one, banish to set any of these. But this is the interactive card that lets you play during your opponent's turn, so again, very strong. This locks you out. Both of them lock you out to only zombies if you play them though, so be careful, don't shotgun them right away. So that's the Eldlich engine. Again, it's the engine that I've played for 3 years. I've always put something else different in there. Again, I started out with Link Eldlich and Synchro, and then Fusion, but again, every time something got banned, just throw something else in, you know. So the next engine would be anything that supports Eldlich. So let's see, not this engine yet. So for this iteration, I'm going with Fusion Eldlich. So it really is just branded Fusion. These are going to be my only ratios. So it'll be 3 branded Fusion. We already know what this does. Normal Fusion spell that says summon your branded Fusion monsters using cards from hand, deck, or grave. Or deck, yeah. And then you summon your regular Fusion monsters. One of the targets will be your, let's see, Albion. Again, the interaction that's important here is all it does is it sends a light to the graveyard, which Eldlich is a light. Again, it's another way to throw them in there. And then your 2 fusion material is Fallen of Albaz. Again, to play this, you have to play Fallen of Albaz if there was any other option. Anyway, to make an engine shorter.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next engine, we thought this engine was gone, but your Fusion Destiny package. DPE is not popular right now, but again, I just like the Fusion. It has like high interaction, plays on both players' turn, has draw power. You can special summon things from hand when you draw them. With this type of engine, it's just very strong. So Fusion Destiny summons a hero monster from extra deck by using cards from hand or deck, not on field. I made that misplay a couple times when I first started with this. Then your 2 materials, your first one, Celestial, is one of your good targets because on field effect, when it attacks, you can target 1 face-up continuous spell or trap. Continuous spell trap? Just double check on that. I hit whenever face-up spell card thing. And destroy it. It doesn't really come up as much, but its graveyard is where it really comes up. When it's in the graveyard, except the turn it was sent, you could banish himself and another Destiny hero card from graveyard to draw 2 cards. The only way to enable this, have no cards in hand. With this deck, you're really just throwing everything away right away.
Yeah.
Second target will be Dasher. It's your other target that you would use. This one has a field effect where you tribute a monster on field to gain 1,000. What's important is graveyard effect. If you draw a monster on your draw phase, you can reveal it to your opponent and summon it. You can only use that once per duel. These are both hard ones per turn, so just keep it lightly. So that's the Fusion Destiny engine. Third engine, I just want to have a little fun with the deck too. The Kashtira engine, I'm going to start with 3 Kashtira Unicorn, just because it's just a free body. I don't really do big Kashtira combos. It's just, again, a free 25 body that targets extra deck, so you get deck knowledge, and everyone's playing it, so why can't I?
Yeah, of course.
3 Fenrir, because again, if you're not playing, if you're playing Kashtira, you always start with the Fenrir, but again, a free spot removal, free body. Fenrir searches a unicorn, even Fenrir itself, so it replaces itself. Not much to say about that. When it attacks or when a monster effect activates, target one face-up card on the field, banish face down. Again, it's a better Pinker top. So yeah. And you can play 3 until they put this at 1. I'm gonna keep playing it.
Of course.
It's a very strong card. 1 Birth, because Unicorn searches a spell, so this is gonna be the 1 spell you search. Birth, it doesn't really do anything on its own, but what it does is it has 3 effects. One effect is you can special summon first effect, you can normal summon 1 level 7 monster from your hand without tributing. My only 2 targets will be the 3 targets will be Fenrir, Unicorn, and 1 other engine that I'll show you in a bit. Second effect, you could special summon a Kashtira monster from grave or banish, non-targeting. So even if your opponent tries to DD Crow or anything, it doesn't really affect you because you can still summon it from banish. Third effect, if your opponent activates a spell, card, or effect, and you have a Kashtira monster on board, you could target 3 cards on the graveyard, banish face down. Very repressive card if you already have a Kashtira monster on board. And again, it just enables more bodies on board for combo. A lot of engines. Last card for Kashtira, Pressure Planet, is just your Rhoda, free search, and it's a generic boost for all monsters you control based off of different attributes on the field. Nice card.
Per attribute, yeah.
Yeah, very strong card. Again, not much about it, it's just a free searcher.
Most of the time, the standard.
Then the next engine and the last engine would be the Adventure engine. And again, I'm really just dropping things in here. We're gonna start with the monsters. Running out of breath on this one. 3 Water Enchantress. It's a generic search card. It's how you get your rights Hand effect, two hand effect, or one hand effect. If you control adventure token special from hand, graveyard, or hand effect, you could banish this card to add a Rite of Aramis here from deck to hand. This is just your free search for your main engine card for this deck.
Those 6 are like mandatory.
Wandering Griffin Rider. If you control a adventure token or no cards on the field, you can special summon this from hand. This is my last level 7 I was talking about. If you control a adventure token and your opponent activates a card or effect, you can shuffle this card back from the field to the deck. This is not a cost, so be careful with that. You can negate and destroy a card, so it's good on me negate. Last card will be one of the main, or next card will be one of the main engines, which would be Rite of Aramis here. This is going to be another Eldlich or this would be your main engine card that again starts the whole engine. This plays an adventure token on board and a continuous spell that will start the engine. Very important thing to have. If you don't have 3 water enchanters, I suggest, or 3 water enchanters, I suggest multiples of these. Again, this is your main engine card, so you don't want to lose it. Yeah. Oh, and an important thing, if you activate this card, you can activate monster effects that are normal summon during that turn. So you either activate normal summon effects or
activate that.
But since my only normal will be Albaz or possible Kashtira birth summon, you don't really have much blocking you on that.
Yeah.
Fateful Adventure. This is gonna be the other card that Wright puts on board. This is gonna be your main search card. It searches a spell and a monster. The monster, the condition is you have to discard 1 on hand when you resolve it. And then to search the spell, either player has to summon a monster. It could be during either player's turn. If a token that has an equipped spell on it would be destroyed by battle on the field once, it wouldn't be destroyed, so it's a good protection card.
Yep.
And then the strong card about this, again, Eldlich card. This, when it searches a monster, you have to discard. So if you have any Eldlich cards engraved that you want to interact, free discard and interact all the Eldlich cards that get their banished from grave effect.
Yep.
Last card, the Draco back, you wouldn't play without it. If you don't have an Eldlich in hand, it's your next best thing. If this card is sent from the field or sent from hand field to the grave, you can re-equip to a token card on field. You can only use that once per turn. Second effect, if this is equipped to a monster or normal monster, you can bounce a card on the field to the hand.
Pretty good.
So that's very important, and again, it really deals with like those things that are unaffected by monsters or just background in general.
Yep.
Then the last part will be my generic engine. Again, this is 60 cards, so you're gonna see a lot of just generic hand traps and whatnot here. Let's see. We're gonna start with Effect Veiler. This will be my one-off. I play the Light Charmer, so in the case of Beach Destroy, this will be my target. It's just a monster negation that you can have during your opponent's turn. Again, you don't want to lose to big combo engine, so it's just one of your hand traps. Let's do more hand traps. 3 Nibiru, just because there's a lot of combo running around. Half of them are not respecting Nib, which is very lucky for me. Nib, 5 summons, you could just pop this on field. And again, it's 3000 beat stick. So again, with Dasher, if you draw this and you're just in a pinch, boom, free body. But yeah, again, it just prevents from being bodied out by combos and just settles the board. 3 Ash Blossom, generic hand trap, stops the special from stops the search or special from deck. Important hand trap.
Yep.
Next hand trap will be your 3 Infinite Impermanence. Again, very generic hand trap. This one's better than the Veiler because, again, right now triple tactics and triple thrust is going around, so Imperm is a monster to get on board and it doesn't enable it. Other good option is that when you set it, when you flip it, you can possibly negate a column, which does help in some instances, and it's especially against some floodgates, so very good hand trap to have. Any more hand traps? All right, that's all of the hand traps. So now we're just going with generic
good cards.
Yeah, generic good cards. Triple tactics, very strong card. It has 3 effects. Draw, steal, or rip a card for your opponent as long as they activate a monster during the main phase. So play 2 or 3, no matter what engine you're playing, it always comes up. I see a lot of people cutting out 1 to play thrust. All are great options. As long as you play at least 1, you should be happy.
Yep.
one call by. There's a reason why it's at 1. Just target 1 engrave, negate, banish from the grave, and neither player can use it for 2 turns. So the turn you banish it and the next turn. So, you know, you just don't want to lose to certain hand traps. And my deck doesn't really have many big toolkit engines, so what you see is what you get. So you just try not to get punished by hand traps. So this is one of them. Speaking of which, since call by is at 1, I play 3 crosshaul designator. The whole point of this engine is just to really bump this up and have fun with Eldlich. I just want to be the only one playing the hand traps, the Kashtira engine, and anything else. So this just has a lot of interactions with that. I could even, let's say I play against Kashtira, I could hit a Fenrir Unicorn. Play against Branded, I could hit a Branded Fusion, and so on.
Yeah.
Cool interaction. You could banish a Fenrir to reborn it with Birth. You know, there's just nice things you can do. But mostly just so I won't get hand trapped. And again, then the next power card. Evenly match, I play 1 because again, I don't really have Omni negates, and in the case this resolves, it's just really hard to come back. So playing 1 for the cross out, and evenly match is being run, especially because of trap tricks and other engines that could just main this and not really get punished by it.
Yeah.
And then second to Eldlich, my second favorite thing in the deck. 3 skill drains. When in doubt, flip this. If it flips and your opponent has no spot removal, usually the bigger body wins. And since I'm playing nothing but big bodies, I just usually they scoop go to the next game if they don't get rid of this. Strongest thing in the game. So just as long as they don't do anything to it, that's it.
Nice loss,
yeah. The extra deck. To accommodate for all the things I've been playing, we're gonna start with, again, I did say Fusion Eldlich, so we're gonna start with the 3 Mirror Jades. Naturally, most people play 2. So this one is generic Fusion is one of the things I go into when I start off. Send a what's it called? A branded extra deck card to non-target, banish a monster on field, and if this card is removed from the field by your opponent's card. Doesn't have to be card effect, it could just kaiju and it still enables. During the end phase, it destroys all your opponent's monsters on field. So very strong, very impressive card. And again, very easy to make, and it's just one of the targets that you get just to put more bodies on board. Again, I played 3 because of Kashtira. You want to try to give them a choice because the more of each copy it is, the harder chance that they could Diablos or Unicorn you and just lock you out of your extra. Your branded summons, so your Albion, I played 2 because again, very strong fusion card. It's gonna want to be my first enabler because this its summoning condition is 1 Fallen of Albaz and 1 Light Monster, so that's what I sent Eldlich with. And second on summon effect, banish cards on field or grave or hand to summon a branded monster from your extra deck, which is the Mirror Jade. Again, is what you usually go into. This graveyard effect, when it's engraved, you could set or search a branded spell or trap card. So usually I get another branded fusion with that, but mostly it's just for the just send the Golden Boy to grave. Second target would be Lubellion. This one sends a dark target, so I really don't have any. It would just be double Albaz, but I just go in this if I really need to be in the pinch. Either I'm locked out of a floodgate or I just run out of resources. This uses a dark monster, so I can't send Eldlich, but discard to shuffle from field, grave, or extra deck to deck to summon your extra deck monster. So rarely go into this, but it does come up once in a blue moon. Titaniclad, this has been a big, huge love-hate relationship just because the really only interaction with it is just to have high attack, because material is Albaz and a high level monsters. That's level with a monster with 2500 or more attack. So again, you can send Eldlich to make it 39, and the turn it's summoned, it's unaffected by extra deck monster effects. So if you need a B-tick to get over a extra deck monster that's just really problem field on field, you just play that. Predaplan Drago Sapella is one of your fusion targets you can go into and target negate and reduces level by 1. It's just another fusion you go into. It comes up for things that say normal summon effect like Flunderies, but I'm glad I don't see that anymore, so I don't know. It's just nice to have. Next fusion, Alba. This is a huge impact card. This is probably my main target I send with Mirror J, because it has two effects. Its summoning condition is it could one Fauna Valbaz and any number of dragon type monsters, but are 1+ dragon type monsters. So you can literally just, if you play against dragons, set or summon a Fauna Valbaz, contact fuse all of them, because this doesn't require an activation summon. So you play against dragons and you have Fauna Valbaz, it's a free W usually. This gains attacks based off on monster based off the number of materials you use. So the more dragons you use, the more attacks you get. Biggest interactive part is end phase graveyard. If this is in a graveyard, you get a search for a normal spell that includes fusion or poly in its name. So not only can you get branded fusion destiny. So last of the fusions, 2 DPE, because again, Kashtira and Diablos, you don't want them to hit both of them, or at least you want to pressure them to hit both. They're gonna lose out trying to just mess with one engine. Since I play 7s, I play 1 Diablos. Again, extra deck checking and just a good, nice control card. If I just want to put more bodies on board too, again, just high attack if I want to go for damage. My 2 Charmers, you have your Earth Charmer, which any monster and an Earth monster, which reborns an Earth from your opponent. So I target the Fenrir. Lion is a light monster, which again, you target any light monster, but mostly this is just to get a Golden Boy in the graveyard. Again, the more times the Golden Boy is in the graveyard, the more interactions you get with your field. But yeah, mostly these are just your field and link monsters for what you have. Last card, Access Code Talker. Really powerful card. Free boosts by targeting a link in grave. It just does a lot. And yeah, like I said, it's just been Eldlich all the way. Been playing it for 3 years, and anytime they hit an engine, just go to the next one. Skill drain, best card. And again, until they fully hit Eldlich, Golden Boy could be at 1, I'll still play it. So, and again, as long as skill drain is at 1, I'll still play it. So until then, it was the same thing with Thunder Dragon. I played until it got fully hit. Same thing with Zoo, Zodiac, and so on. Again, if I like an engine, I'll keep playing it. So until I run out of things to play with Eldlich, I'll play for a couple more engines. So yeah, you know,
cool.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Don't forget to check out Dank Rituals. Their link will be down in the description. Also, you guys should definitely join my Facebook group. I have a lot of really cool updates and a lot of really good information that you guys might want to keep up with about giveaways and whatnot on there. Also, please guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I would like for you guys to turn on that bell notification as well. I would like to grow my percentage of subbed and not subbed from 20% higher. I would really appreciate that. And don't forget to like, comment, share. You already know, guys. Appreciate y'all very much, and I'll see y'all in the next video.